Welcome to the discussion on the Bhagavad Gita. Perhaps in the last episode, we left it, unfinished because of some technical glitches. So, we are talking of the duties. It is not a question of duty or a problem of duty or a crisis of duty that the Bhagavad Gita deals with. Whenever we talk of duty, kartavyam, or whatever, some types of some sort of I mean individual, familial, societal, and things like that, they come into the discussion. But the Bhagavad Gita doesn't speak about that, because duty is a term which is quite relative in nature. It is quite relative in nature, because in the context of individual, in the context of family background, in the context of society we belong to, or similar is the fact with the country, continent, or the locality normally we belong to, they have a greater role to play so far as duty is concerned. So, duty is not a thing that the Bhagavad Gita deals with. As I was telling you a story, it says a sannyasi once, while taking bath in a river, a scorpion who really strayed stung him. He was stung by a scorpion. He was bitten by a scorpion. And every time the scorpion bites him, he just puts it away, then takes another bath. And again the scorpion comes back and strikes him. So for several times this thing is going on. An onlooker was there on the river pond who was witnessing, who was witnessing all these things. Then he shouted at the sannyasi, who says, Oh Lord, what are you doing? What are you doing here? Repeatedly the scorpion is biting and you are just putting it away. And again it's coming back and biting you. So what kind of things going on here? Why do you do that? Because you are at the receiving end. And the sage answered, it is the dharma, it is the nature of scorpion to bite. And it is my nature to save him. Yes, he beat me, that doesn't matter, but I have to save him. I can't I cannot be violent towards him. I cannot show any violent behavior towards it. Let it do its duty and I my duty. Then, the rest of the story is immaterial, irrelevant rather. So, could we put duty that way? Is that what the Bhagavad Gita teaches us? Duty? No, it is not that. It is never a fact. Rather, the Bhagavad Gita tells us that you have to be above all these things. Duty is not altogether bad. And in some way or other, the Bhagavad Gita also speaks of duty. When Sri Krishna insisted that Arjuna should, I mean, be very, he must do his duty as a Kshatriya. So that is there. But the Bhagavad Gita doesn't want us to cling to duty in such a way that the other aspects are overlooked, neglected. That is not what the Bhagavad Gita says. So neither it speaks of duty, or nor it speaks of some sort of altruism, some altruistic view of life. It doesn't speak so. Altruism is doing good to others. Other people will praise us. Or if I can do something good for other people, for the society, for the entire humanity, then my position will be somewhere high. So, nothing sort of that the Bhagavad Gita tells us to do. The Bhagavad Gita always insists that we must be in such a state, of both mind and body, that the aim or the goal is not lost sight of. Then what is the aim? What is the goal? Our goal, our aim is not this, whatever, suppose we do some karma, we do something, we should not be limited in that. Or we have only right over our karma, karmanyevadhikarasya ma phaleshu kadachana. And on the fruits of the karma, we don't have any right. Yes, initially that is said. But it is not all again. As we have discussed, step by step, Sri Krishna tries to convince Arjuna that do these things. Step by step. According to the receptivity of the disciple, he is speaking out one after another, one after another, one after another. Initially, there is importance and karma, our action, and how could be that karma passionless? And again, a passionless act is not the whole thing of the Bhagavad Gita. This passionless work must be elevated, must be raised when it comes in contact with the knowledge, jnana, karma, jnana. Well, when we get knowledge, or the proper knowledge rather, because knowledge is again a very, this relative term. So knowledge, when we gain knowledge, when we have knowledge, it does not mean that karma is nowhere. Nothing like that. Because we do certain sort of karma, and when we do it with certain sort of an elevated knowledge, their karma becomes, or the art becomes glorified, magnified. A greater thing comes to our mind. For example, suppose a bike mechanic, he is just repairing a two-wheeler with some sort of, habit. From a small boy, he has been working in a garage, and by that, with habit, he has remembered certain things, that you do this and do that, the accelerator must be repaired like this, the brakes should be like this, so on and so forth. In this way, he just repairs a bike. But when he reads about it, or for that matter, suppose he is an engineering graduate, and when with that engineering knowledge, when he goes to repair a bike, his activities, his arts, his work, his karma will be altogether changed. It will be at some other level. So when we attain jnana, it does not mean that karma has to go. No. Because Arjuna also asks Sri Krishna that you tell that jnana yoga is better than karma yoga. Then why do you tell me again do karma? I will only have knowledge and the rest I don't want. You say jnana yoga is better than karma or karma yoga, and again you are insisting me to do the karma. And there Sri Krishna also tells him that jnana yoga doesn't do away with karma. It does not drive away karma. Rather, with jnana, with knowledge, the same karma becomes glorified, modified, magnified, and your works become better. That's what the Gita says. So we can't say only we read the Karma Yoga or that chapter, then we say, yes, it's all about the Bhagavad Gita is all about duty, is all about workings and other things. And then after achieving knowledge, another thing in some chapter we will get Bhakti Yoga. Of course, in between there are other chapters. But this elevation, this sublimation, three main points the Bhagavad Gita deals with: karma, then jnana, and the third one is bhakti, devotion. What we say, devotion. And this devotion is the ultimate thing. Bhakti. In Sanskrit we call it bhakti. And this devotion again, it is the highest thing for anybody to have. And when we attain that, this devotion entirely captures us. At that time also, this karma and jnana, they are still there. It is not that they have to go. Yes, if bhakti is the best thing, it is the culmination point, in the process we are going on, then if bhakti is there, all others are irrelevant, immaterial, they are not needed. No. So karma, when it comes in contact with jnana or knowledge, it becomes elevated. But it is still there. The man only doing karma, when he has knowledge, that karma also changes. It has a different stature with jnana. Then this karma and jnana, when they progress in unison, and when this bhakti, devotion comes, both of them are elevated to some other level. But karma is still there, jnana is still there, and when they come in contact with bhakti or devotion, the entire structure is completely changed. So, karma, jnana and bhakti, art, knowledge and devotion, or work, knowledge and devotion, they are not exclusive to each other. They are not exclusive to each other. They are complementary to each other. Sometimes, some interpreters, they speak in terms of this as if karma is separate thing, then jnana is some other thing, and bhakti is completely altogether a different thing. But no, if we read the Gita entirely, in its entirety, till the end of this last chapter, 18th chapter, Mukhya Yoga, we will find thus the karma, jnana and bhakti, they are going on in tandem, in unison. Each one of them completes the other, and each one of them does not distort the others. So, with that sense, we have to read the Bhagavad Gita. This is we are discussing the core things. The core of the teaching is this, of the Bhagavad Gita is this. First of all, we have to do our karma, and this karma must be done as some sort of yajna, sacrifice, because we are the doer of the karma, and this karma is meant for a deity above. So, he is the master, he is the Lord of the sacrifice. This is the first stage. Then, when you go on like this, after at a certain stage, we will realize that even we are not the doers, we are just the instruments. The same Lord makes us a fit instrument of His work. So I don't do any karma. I am just an instrument of the divine. And I do the karma because it has to be done. It has to be done. So I am not the doer. This feeling will be there after a certain time. And then the Brahmisthiti, the last stage of this realization is that everything is sublimated to a level where there is no difference between the instrument, between the work and the Lord for which this work is being done. Everything is mingled into one. And that which we call Brahmisthiti. To that level, this mankind has to rise. We have to go to that level. And that's why, and that is why life has been given to us. And we must remember that. Well, we'll be dealing with this. This session will continue. Until then, Namaskar.